want to talk to you about why figuring out your sexual boundaries can be so challenging, or even boundaries in general. So, have you ever been in this situation? You do a sexual thing. Maybe you tried something new or fun or exciting with your partner, and then you sit with it later and you think about it, and you think about it a little more and you realize, okay with this, like that. I don't know how I feel about this. And you just feel kind of like mixed feelings. Well, I'm here to tell you that the challenging thing about boundaries is we learn them as we go. We don't always know before we do a thing that we have boundaries until we get into the situation. Like, that's the weird thing about boundaries, is that there are some things like, first of all, how do you figure out if you have boundaries? Well, first, you have experiences. You start to learn, I like this or I don't like this. This is okay. This is not okay. This is somewhere in the middle. This is neutral. And then from those experiences, those repeat experiences, we start to learn, this is about where my boundaries are. I've tried them. I've tested them. Now I know. But like some things that people do sexually, like the first time you try a sex toy or the first time you do role play with your partner. Well, you don't know what you don't know. It's a brand new experience. So how in the world are you going to have boundaries or to know exactly what your boundaries are without having been in the experience? And know, so you can know some things. I'm not saying you're going in like blank slate, right? So usually when somebody's using a sex toy for the first time, they at least know some things about their vagina. They at least know some things about like how their clitoris works, I hope. But I mean, to be fair, that's not always true either. Like, actually, I have some clients who they buy their first vibrator because they're trying to figure out how to give themselves orgasms. So again, not everybody does have that experience. So this is the hard thing about boundaries, is that your boundaries kind of evolve and you learn what they are after you get into experiences. And then you kind of look at, all right, so say you played with the sex toy for a bit and you're like, that didn't necessarily feel good. That area is not where I want to be, but it's like, but this was interesting. I didn't know this felt really good. So again, like one of the ways to kind of experiment and play and try new things is to go in like slow incremental steps so that you can learn what your boundaries are in different situations. And over time, it's funny, but people will say things like, it feels like the boundaries change. And like the truth is they do. Like that is how boundaries evolve. And actually they can expand, they can be flexible if they're deeply respected and valued. Like in a partnership, if you're like, I'm okay with this, I'm not okay with this, and you have a partner that deeply respects those boundaries, then those boundaries can evolve and they can grow wider, and you can try newer and different things based on having respect for those boundaries. But if you're with a partner who is like, I thought it was this and it's not, why does it keep changing? It's like a moving target. Then like, it's going to be harder for you to feel safe to, one, identify, I have boundaries, and then two, share them. And three, for the partner who's like, the boundaries are always moving and changing, sometimes that is frustrating. I actually get that side of it too. And we have to evolve there too. That like, it's okay for boundaries to change and shift, and they change for a lot of reasons. They can change based on context of the situation. They can change on how bodies change. Like that, I hate to say it, but that's just how boundaries work. As I'm learning, as I tell you right now, I'm like, that's literally how they work. So really what we need to bring to the table is a willingness to learn about our bodies, try different things, but figure them out. Like take the time afterwards to explore, okay, what are my boundaries? What am I okay or not okay with? But then as partners, we need to be supportive and appreciative that people are being honest and open about their boundaries so that you too can evolve together. That's what we're trying to do, right? So if you would like to learn more about that process with me, please visit me at therapistinstlouis.com and submit a contact form. Also, please like and subscribe. And if you want, write comments below about your boundaries and how you've learned about them.